Hey guys, I'm Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my, hopefully, NaNoWriMo project for this year. If you don't know what NaNoWriMo is, it's National Novel Writing Month. It's a event, sort of, that authors and writers around the world take part in every month. In November, we try to write 50,000 words of a novel, which is roughly a very short novel, in a month. It's a challenge that a lot of people like to do. I've tried it before. I've never done it with a brand new novel that I haven't ever worked anything on, and that this year is no exception. I'm going to be using NaNoWriMo this year to kind of jumpstart myself on writing the third book in my fantasy trilogy that I am currently kind of stuck on. So I'm trying to use NaNoWriMo as motivation to get working on it. So I've kind of have a tag. This was created by my friend Christine over on her blog. She's done this, the novel kind of link up tag situation on her blog for several years now, and I've always wanted to join in, but I've never had a platform to do it on. So I thought I'd do it this year on my channel, and it's a 3-part series where you talk about you introduce your novel in October, so that would be these questions. The second month, which is November, would be about the writing process, and the third month is how everything wrapped up, which is in December. She posts the questions and stuff on her blog each month, and I'll leave a link to her blog below as long as I can figure out how to do it. Like I've said before, I'm a little bit new to all this, so I will put it up eventually. So, let's just get into the questions, because why not? The first question is, what first sparked the idea for this novel? See, this is going to be a little difficult. I am working on since this is the third book in my series, this is going to be a little difficult to answer this question, because the second and third books of this series I have, well, I should probably tell you about the series. It's a young adult Christian epic fantasy, which is a giant mouthful, trilogy, and it's set in Fantasyland, obviously, and many things sparked the first novel, but we're not talking about that one. So this one, the third one, the second and third books kind of just came from the first one because I had too much to say in the first one. It was going to be originally a standalone, and it didn't work out that way when I first wrote it, so I decided on a trilogy. And I'm just kind of stuck on the third one, and yeah, it just continues the adventures of these characters. Let's see. Okay, question 2 is share a blurb or just an overall summary. Also tricky question do. This is the third book. I can't tell you much because spoilers, obviously, but let's see, overall summary. Not sure how much I can say about that either. They pretty much are, my characters are continuing their journey from where the second book ended, leaving them kind of really going into all-out war against my bad guy, which is the basic roughest thing, and tying up everything that has happened in the previous 2 books over the course. It's kind of rough. It's kind of doesn't make sense, but that's kind of all I can tell you. It's the third book, so not much to say without spoiling the other 2. So, question 3: where does the story take place? What are some of your favorite aspects about the setting? Okay, my story takes place in a fantasy world I've created called Creta Lee. It is pretty much a medieval European fantasy type thing, kind of like the tone of the setting that is in, and I have different varieties of locales throughout, and let's see, it takes place there, and my favorite aspect of the setting, pretty much we're going to be, the first book, they kind of ran around the entire nation. They kind of ran around Creta Lee forever. The second book, pretty much they stay in one location the whole time. And the third book, we're going back to the globetrotting, so to speak, way of where they're going to have to go all the way across Creta Lee. They're going to have to go from one end to the other. Characters are going to have to split up. Things are going to have to happen, and it's going to be a wild ride. It's already sort of half done anyways. I'm trying to get motivation to write the rest of it because I should have explained this earlier, but whatever, I'm explaining it now. I have been getting stuck on it forever, and it is not really working very well, and I keep getting stuck on it. I go forward, I write some things that I like, and then I hate other things, and then it's a stopping and starting thing. So I'm using NaNoWriMo here to kind of push myself forward to, because apparently I have discovered I do terrible rough drafts and I hate doing the rough draft process. I'm much better at editing, which is weird because most writers are the opposite. They like the rough draft process and hate editing. I'm apparently weird, so whatever, it fits. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I'm using it for. So we're just gonna continue on to the next question. Tell us about your protagonist is question 4. Okay. I can tell you very, very basics. I have 2 main protagonists, along with a host of other characters. My main female protagonist is Vienna. She is an 18-year-old girl. In my world, people have gifts, and one of her gifts is, not everybody has gifts, but some people do, and she is an empath. She can feel people's emotions, whether she's touching them or just at a distance, and she has been going on quite a journey throughout the first 2 books, and this is hopefully the culmination of that. I can't tell you too much about her because that would lead into spoilers, obviously, with going into this 3rd book. My second protagonist is a 21-year-old male. His name is Flynn, and he is pretty much, he's gone through quite a bit. Oh my god, I dragged the guy through the ringer in the 2nd book. I mean, honestly, he's been going through it for a while, and this is kind of his culmination of his story arc. Obviously, both of theirs, but yes. Bad aspects about both of them. Vienna's very stubborn. She's very feisty, but she's also very kind and compassionate. She will fight if necessary, but she doesn't really want to. She is also from an abusive home style, so she has sort of the mental problems of that abuse. I like to explore that topic, so she kind of has dealt with physical, emotional, and mental abuse in her life. Flynn has also kind of gone through the same stuff, but in a different way. He is very, he's a warrior, but he's very, he would prefer not to be. But he keeps getting thrust in these positions of having to protect people, and he will give his life at a moment's notice for literally anyone he deems more important than himself, which is pretty much everyone he's ever met. And yeah, he's probably, he and Vienna Ty is my favorite character, but I would say he edges out just a little bit, just because I feel like I know the guy tons better from the 2nd book, and it's just, he's great, he's amazing, and I wish he existed in real life. Anyways, question 5 is, who or what is the antagonist? Okay, I have several antagonists. None of which I can tell you about. I have a few minor guys and girls, but they're really not. I've been having this antagonist for the whole book. I've pretty much only mentioned him in the 2nd book. The 1st book, he was like totally non-existent. Actually, I only came up with him when I wrote the 2nd book, but it totally ties into the 1st one, so no confusion there. But the 2nd book, I bring him up. I can tell you his name. His name is the Supreme Leader. And that's it. That's all you're getting. No spoilers. Anyways, he is kind of a background character. If you've ever watched the original trilogy of Star Wars, the one with Luke Skywalker and company, how the Emperor was not kind of revealed into the very last movie, the Return of the Jedi. The Supreme Leader in my story is kind of the same way. He's not actually going to be revealed into this book. Nobody's seen him. One of my minor characters, her name is Keisha, she has seen him once, but she's the only one. And even then, she's like, I couldn't tell you what he looks like. He looks average. So it's like, and he has like these immense powers. He's been planning this whole 100+ year war that's been going on in my world for years upon decades, and it's just, he's a holy terror, and they're gonna have to face him in this final installment because I need to get rid of him. Even though he's not talking to me, and I actually haven't even, aside from one scene or a couple scenes in the 2nd book, I haven't even written anything from his point of view. So this is going to be interesting. Anyways, yeah, it's just so, yeah. He's going to be an interesting character because he's not talking to me. So that's my antagonist. Question 6 is, what excites you the most about this novel? Finishing it. That's what excites me the most. Wanting to finish this thing so I can be like, I have a basic rough draft. Now I can do something with it. Because right now it's just random ideas floating around in my head. And it's just like, I have to somehow pin them all down and put things together to connect them all. And it's very difficult and it's very frustrating, and I'm finding it extremely frustrating, which is why I just want a rough draft, even if it's just in bullet point formation. I don't care at this point. I just want it down so it's not in my head anymore, and so I can actually look at it and go, okay, here's something I can fix. So yeah, because like I said before, can do editing way better than a rough draft, apparently. Apparently, I do not have that gift anymore of just being able to write down whatever, because apparently I think way too much about it. Anyways, beyond that, what excites me the most, it would be the climax. I have had this climax in my head, bits and pieces of it, for a very long time. I keep tweaking it, I keep changing certain things, I keep adding to it, but I am definitely, my biggest fear for this book is that it will have last book syndrome, which is like, it's a total flop, everyone hates it, that sort of thing. And that's not what I want, but I really just want to up the ante, make it as emotional and impactful as I can, and have it be that way, not just, oh, there's a lot of flashy stuff, who cares? No, I do want it to actually mean something and to go for it and to just be this epic grand experience. And yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Can I actually do it? I don't know yet, but we're hoping for it. Question 7 is this going to be a series, standalone, something else? Obviously, it is part of a series, it's part of a trilogy, it is going to be the last book in the trilogy, which is partially why I'm having trouble writing it, because I know it's the end. So it's like, it feels like a lot of pressure, even though it shouldn't be, and it's just, I just feel it, the pressure. That doesn't exist except in my own head. The trials of a writer. Okay, question 8. Are you plotting, pantsing, or plantsting? I tried to plot. I tried making out a whole plot. I mean, I do have a plot. The book has a plot, don't worry. But I tried making an outline. That's what I'm looking for. Not a plot, an outline. I tried doing that. It didn't work. I actually have an entire notebook full of the, down here, full of the outline. I'm probably not even going to use any of it. So that was a waste of my time. But it did help sort of get stuff. So yes, I will be pantsing most of this, or I'm more of a discovery writer apparently, which is a different term, which is a same term as being a pantster, which means writing by the seat of your pants, in case you don't know that. But, so yes, I just kind of just write scenes that come to my head, and I kind of have figured out that scenes just come to me naturally when I need them. I will just like write something, and then the next scene will come up in my head, or I have to think about it for a few days, and then it will come up, and then I can write that down, and then the next scene will come up in my head, and apparently I write the best that way. I've tried too long to try to do an outline. I used to just pants all my books. And then I tried outlining this one to death, and it didn't work. I think that's what killed my enthusiasm for it to begin with. So I'm just kind of going with it now. I don't care how long it gets, I'm just gonna go with it, because that's apparently just how I write best. Okay, question 9. Name a few unique elements about this story. Is there anything unique? Unique elements, well, like I said before, some of my characters have kind of like magical abilities that Tyrana, who is God in my story, that is what he's called, has gifted them, and some of them go, and the evil people sometimes come by it by like dark magic, so I guess a lot of it I will be exploring more about their abilities. Some characters have just gotten them in the second book, so I will be explaining more details about those, as opposed to, and also one of my characters, he was gifted an ability by somebody else, like somebody else gifted them with their ability even though they already have one. So now I also have to reveal what that is in the right context. So I don't know if that's unique. I mean, it's a fantasy. There's a lot of magical elements in fantasy, but yeah, that is part of what I will have to do in this story, is kind of explore that, along with keeping the plot moving, along with doing the character arcs, along with ending the thing. Yeah, no pressure. Okay. And the last question, question 10, share some fun extras of the story. A song or full playlist, some aesthetics. I can't say that word. A collage, a Pinterest board, a map you've made, special theme you're going to incorporate, anything you want to share. Okay. I don't have a lot for this. I do have a Pinterest board, but it's secret, so don't go looking for it because it won't exist. I'm only going to be launching those boards when I actually publish the books. So that doesn't exist to public eye. I do have a map here, though. This is a colored one I've done of my world here. So this is Crete-Italy. This is what it looks like. Well, in map formation, obviously not when you're reading the book. It doesn't look like this. But yeah, I drew this so it looks terrible because I am not the greatest artist in the world. So that's a map of my world. I also, I have a playlist that I need to put back on my phone because my app deleted it because my app's stupid. Whatever. Music app I use is dumb. It erased it, so I had to put it back. But I typed up a whole list on my computer, so I'll be able to put it back. So, yes, and I do have a lot of songs on that, but that is also not open to public eye. I would release that only when I publish the book again, especially because playlists, I tend to just throw songs on there that I think will work at the time. And then once the book's like finalized and edited to a certain degree, I then go through them again, set them in certain order to how it goes in the story, and some of them I end up deleting because it's like this doesn't fit the tone or what I'm trying to say in the story anymore. So, yes. So anything else I want to share? The only special theme I'm trying to put in, I'm trying to base the whole theme. The first two books, the first one was mostly about like trust. The second one was very much about forgiveness. There's also minor themes throughout each of these books, but these are the big ones. The big theme for this one, which is why it's making it so tough for me, is love. So all different types of love and different ways it works, and just how that can defeat evil and do things with it and just culminate in this epic adventure. And I hope I can do it justice. That is my goal. Hopefully I can do that. But yes, whether I can or not remains to be seen, but I can always edit it later. Okay, so that is the tag, so to speak. Christine, I hope you're watching this. If you are, thanks so much for making this, and I hope to do this for many more years. Every year that you post this, I hope to be able to do it. Yeah, so that's all for today. That's about my writing project currently. And in case you're curious, I'm not going to reveal the title for now, but I can give you an acronym for the title. It's BFA. So if you want to guess what the title means, go ahead. I will not confirm nor deny what it says if you want to guess. So guess away. Feel free. And yeah, just let me know in the comments. Does this sound like an interesting type book that you would be interested in? Does it sound like I am way over my head? I probably am, but oh well, that's my life. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a good day. If you would like to, you can like and subscribe, so you can, listen to all my random babblings about books and writing and stuff like that if you're interested. If not, no hard feelings. Just go ahead about your day, and I will see you in another video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.